Let's do something kind of fun. Let's pretend for a second that we're actually planning a trip to Tokyo this winter. You and me, first time in Tokyo,
Yeah.
right? And we've been, looking at travel guides and stuff, trying to figure out like what we need to know, what we can expect. Our mission, I guess you could say, is to take all this info, local customs, getting around, all that stuff, and see if we can turn this like daydream of a winter escape into something real, something we could actually do.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, how do we take those first steps from dreaming about Tokyo to actually booking the flight and experiencing the city? We've been looking at some great resources that really break things down, like guidebooks for Tokyo itself, and also for these really cool islands that are part of Tokyo, plus some stuff specifically about food and local ingredients. So yeah, think of this as our crash course, getting prepped for a Tokyo winter adventure.
Perfect. Okay, so let's say we've landed in Tokyo, Narita Airport, right? What's the first thing that hits us? I'm thinking transportation. I mean, it's a huge city. We're going to need to get around.
Right. You're definitely going to rely on public transportation. Trains and subways, mostly. Now, these travel guides don't give us every single detail about every route, but, I mean, Tokyo is known for having this, like, insanely efficient and interconnected transit system.
Yeah, I've heard that, but like, how do you even start? Those subway maps, they can be a little intimidating, right?
Oh, for sure, especially if you're seeing them for the first time. But here's the thing, they actually make a lot of sense once you get the hang of it. A lot of the major stations have signs in English, and there are tons of apps out there that can help you navigate between lines. Getting a rechargeable travel card is usually a good idea, makes things easier, and hey, even if you get a little lost, it's all part of the adventure, right?
Yeah, I mean, getting lost can sometimes lead to the best discoveries. But
Yeah.
like, let's say we're on the train, right? What are some things we need to be mindful of?
Ah, good point. This is where the whole idea of Japanese etiquette really comes into play, and we see this theme a lot in the stuff we've been reading. There's a strong emphasis on courtesy and politeness, especially in public spaces.
Okay, I've definitely heard about that. Like, is it true you're not supposed to talk loudly on trains?
Yeah, that's a big one. It's considered, kind of rude to have loud conversations or make a lot of noise on public transportation. It's all about being considerate of the people around you. But, it goes beyond trains. This respect for quiet, it extends to residential areas too, especially at night.
Okay, that makes sense. Respecting the peace and quiet.
Yeah.
What about other customs? I remember reading something about shoes, taking your shoes off.
Yeah, yes, that's a big one. You'll definitely need to take your shoes off when you enter someone's home. And also in some traditional restaurants or places of business, you'll usually see a little step up at the entrance, which is kind of the signal. It's all about keeping the indoor spaces clean.
So if we're visiting someone's home, do we just stand there in our socks?
Well, often they'll provide you with slippers to wear inside. It's a nice gesture, shows you're being mindful of their customs.
Awesome. Okay, so we're moving around the city, being respectful of the customs. Now let's talk about money, because Tokyo can be a bit pricey, right?
Yeah.
Any tips for us budget-conscious travelers?
Absolutely. Tokyo can be as expensive or as affordable as you make it, depending on your choices. We didn't find super specific cost breakdowns for a winter trip in these resources, but they do highlight the fact that there are a ton of great, affordable food options.
That's good to know, because we're going to be doing a lot of eating, right? What about other ways to save money?
Well, sticking to public transportation over taxis is a big one. And like we said, that travel card can save you some yen here and there. Plus, Tokyo has a ton of amazing parks and interesting neighborhoods that are completely free to explore. You don't always have to be spending money to have a great time.
Right? Walking around soaking in the atmosphere. Okay, but let's be real. A huge part of traveling is the food. And I got to say, the 20 must-try dishes list we've got here, it's getting me seriously excited. Let's start with the classics. What about sushi?
Oh, yeah. We cannot talk about Tokyo food without talking about sushi. Tokyo is like the sushi capital of the world. The access to fresh seafood is incredible, and the skill of the sushi chefs here is just unmatched.
I mean, it's more than just like throwing some fish on rice.
Oh, way more. It's an art form. They have this incredible attention to detail, from the way they cut the fish to the balance of flavors. You can find amazing sushi at all different price points in Tokyo. Even the more casual spots, they still have that dedication to quality.
That's so cool. Okay, what about ramen? I feel like that's another one you can't miss in Tokyo.
Ramen is a must, and the variety is just insane. You've got your tonkotsu, which is like this rich pork bone broth, so flavorful. Then you have your shoyu ramen, which is lighter, soy sauce based, and then there are so many regional variations on top of that.
So like every bowl is going to be different.
Pretty much. And another great thing about ramen, it's usually super affordable. You can find these tiny little ramen shops tucked away in all these different neighborhoods. And they often have these cool vending machines where you order, super efficient and, easy on the wallet.
That's awesome. Okay, tempura. What's the deal with tempura?
Tempura, it's all about taking these beautiful, fresh ingredients, seafood and vegetables, dipping them in this really light batter, and then frying them to perfection. So it's crispy, but not heavy.
Sounds kind of delicate almost.
It is. It's a great example of how the Japanese really value simplicity and high-quality ingredients. And the skill of the chefs is incredible. Like watching them work, the way they handle the batter, the oil, it's fascinating.
Okay, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. What about something a little more, I don't know, substantial?
Well, if you're looking for something hearty, tonkatsu is the way to go. That's a crispy, breaded pork cutlet, usually served with rice and shredded cabbage.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Comfort food, kind of.
It totally is. And it's usually pretty reasonably priced, especially if you get it as a set meal. They come with all the sides and stuff.
Perfect. Okay, now this next one, okonomiyaki. I've heard of it, but not sure I fully get it. What is it exactly?
So okonomiyaki, it's kind of like a savory pancake cooked on a griddle. But the cool thing is you can add all sorts of different fillings to it, like meat, seafood, vegetables, cheese, whatever you like.
So it's kind of customizable.
Totally. And a lot of times they'll actually cook it right there at your table, which is fun. It's a very social dish.
I like it. Okay, what about something we can grab on the go?
Well, for street food, you can't beat yakitori. Those are grilled chicken skewers. You'll find them everywhere, especially around izakayas, those Japanese pubs.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Are there different kinds of yakitori?
Oh, yeah, tons. They use different cuts of the chicken, different seasonings, different sauces. It's like endless variations. Great for a quick snack or to have with some drinks.
Perfect. Okay, I'm noticing we're missing something essential here. Snacks. What about snacks?
For snacks, onigiri is a classic. Those are rice balls, often filled with things like pickled plum, seaweed, or tuna mayo. You can find them everywhere: convenience stores, supermarkets, train stations.
Okay, so like super convenient and probably pretty cheap too.
Exactly. Perfect for when you need a little something to tide you over.
Love it. Okay, last one on the list, soba and udon. What's the difference?
So soba noodles are made from buckwheat, and they have this like earthy flavor. Udon noodles are made from wheat flour, and they're thicker and chewier. Both are delicious, and you can have them either hot in a broth or cold with the dipping sauce.
Okay, so lots of options there too. Wow, that's a lot of food. And honestly, I'm feeling pretty inspired to book that flight to Tokyo right now. But our culinary journey isn't over yet. We've also got this guidebook here called Locavore Dining in the Tokyo Islands. This is really fascinating to me because it takes us beyond the main city and into this whole other world of food.
It's so cool, right? Apparently, the Tokyo metropolitan government is really pushing this whole movement of using local ingredients from these islands, and they're supporting restaurants that are doing that. This guidebook features 82 restaurants across the Izu and Ogasawara Islands, all welcoming to foreign visitors, many with English menus.
Wow, 82 restaurants. That's incredible. And like, what are these islands like? I honestly don't know much about them.
Well, they're mostly volcanic islands, and each one has its own unique climate and landscape. So the ingredients they grow and the dishes they create are totally different from what you'd find on the mainland. They're like these little culinary hubs, each with their own distinct personality.
That's so cool. Like mini adventures within the bigger adventure. And there are quite a few islands, right?
Yeah, this guidebook specifically focuses on the Izu and Ogasawara Islands. The Izu Islands are closer to the mainland, easier to get to. The Ogasawara Islands are further south, more remote, but they all have that focus on fresh, seasonal ingredients, and the cuisine is heavily influenced by the island's unique environment.
It's amazing that Tokyo's food scene stretches so far beyond the city itself. It's like this whole other layer of exploration. And I'm also seeing here that they have something called E-Mark certified foods.
Oh, yeah. Those are really interesting. It's like a quality seal, basically. These are unique Tokyo products that meet specific criteria, like they have to be high quality, have good labeling, and have some kind of connection to Tokyo's culture. Ishina means excellent product in Japanese, so it's like a guarantee that you're getting something special.
Okay, so we should keep an eye out for those, maybe for souvenirs or something. But enough talk. Let's dive into some of these island restaurants and see what they have to offer.
Perfect. Let's start with Oshima.
Okay, Oshima, what you got?
Well, on Oshima, there's a place called Sushiku Kaizen Chaya, where you can try a shimadon, which is like a local fish bowl. It's about 2,000 yen. They also have island nigiri sushi for about 2,400 yen. And something interesting called a stone-roasted bekkodon for 1,500 yen. Apparently, bekko is this white meat fish marinated in soy sauce and island chili pepper.
Ooh, that sounds good. Spicy. What else?
There's also kanichi ryokan, which offers a dinner course as part of your stay, and it includes fresh aji sashimi and tobio, or flying fish. And if you need a caffeine fix, Green Tights Coffee has a cafe au lait made with Oshima milk for 500 yen and a Gritai float for 650 yen. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, definitely. What about dessert?
For dessert, you could check out Triton Island ice cream. They have all sorts of flavors made with Oshima milk, all around 300 yen each. And there's a food truck called Cadence that does shaved ice with Oshima fruits starting at 400 yen.
Wow, I'm seriously craving some shaved ice right now.
Me too. Okay, another place to try on Oshima is Otomodachi Oshokuji Dekoro, where they have a bekkodon for 1,200 yen.
Okay, so lots of Becco on Oshima. What about this place, Book Tibet Isis Shuma? That's a really interesting name.
Right. They have a sweet and spicy chicken hot sandwich made with island chili peppers for 650 yen, and an Azuki butter hot sandwich using Oshima butter, also for 650 yen, plus ashitaba tea for 450 yen.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay, what else is on Oshima?
Well, Hotel Shiraiwa Oshima is known for its bekko and fresh local fish sushi. Tsubaki Sushi offers bekko sushi for 1,760 yen and nigiri sushi made with local fish for the same price. Furaim Shuku Chinzan says their oyajidan is a must-try local specialty, although the price isn't listed separately, probably part of their lodging package.
Yeah, that's a lot of options already. Anything else?
A few more. Ichimin has island spaghetti with white fish and green chili peppers for 1,200 yen, white fish and green chili pepper pasta for 750 yen, and a bunch of fruit smoothies made with Oshima milk for around 500 yen. There's also Fruit Factory Oya, which has seasonal fruit compote and confiture, ranging from 600 to 800 yen, depending on the size. Ryosaku Maru's dinner features fresh fish and local veggies included in the price of your stay.
Okay, I think I'm getting the picture. Oshima is a foodie paradise. What about this place? Starfish and Coffee.
Starfish and Coffee has an Oshima Milk Cafe au lait for 450 yen and a special lunchbox featuring island seaweed for 1,000 yen. Then there's Tokyo Von 10, which offers ashitaba shaved ice for 700 yen and Hanatsuki taiyaki pancakes made with Oshima milk for 300 yen.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Lots of Oshima milk. What about this last place, Oshibana?
So Oshibana has a cream and mitsu made with agar that comes from Oshima seaweed for 300 yen. They also have an eggplant and mushroom pizza using local vegetables and island chili peppers for 600 yen. And a set meal using local pesticide-free produce for 600 yen.
Wow, I'm seriously impressed by the variety on just this one island. It's like a whole culinary adventure in itself.
Yeah.
Okay, where to next?
Let's move on to Nijima and Shikinijima. On Nijima, there's Izakaya Nihonbashi. They offer ashitaba tempura and deep-fried minced local fish. They also mention kusaya, which is that fermented fish we talked about.
Oh yeah, kusaya. That's the one that's like super pungent, right?
Yeah, it can be pretty strong, but it's a local delicacy. On Nijima, there's also Oyado Sumimaru, which features dinner with local fish and vegetables as part of your stay. And they do barbecue using local ingredients if you make a reservation in advance.
Nice. Okay, what about this place? Puel Island Cafe and Market. That name sounds kind of cool.
It does, right. They make homemade dishes using local Nijima vegetables, and they have takeout coffee and lunch options as well.
Nice, good for grabbing something on the go. What about this place, Sake Zushi?
They have a kaika salt yakisoba made with Mion flying squid and island labor seaweed for 1,000 yen, and a salty lemon sour using Nijima salt for 650 yen, plus more kusaya starting from 300 yen.
Okay, so more kusaya if you're feeling adventurous.
Exactly. And then there's Sunshine Nagamita Koro on Nijima, which has ashita banana juice for 500 yen, a tuna mayo ashitaba hot sandwich set for 800 yen, and ashitaba ice crepe also for 800 yen. Kurabi stand on Nijima has ashitaba cream soda for 600 yen, pasta with ashitaba and island labor for 980 yen, and taco rice with island labor for 1,080 yen, and Nijima Shakudo offers ashitaba pesto pizza for 1,500 yen.
Wow, that's a lot of ashitaba.
It's definitely a popular ingredient on these islands. Oh, and over on Shikinajima, Guesthouse Hitobun offers seasonal sashimi from 2,000 yen if you make a reservation, and milk content jelly made with Shikinajima seaweed.
Okay, cool. So plenty choices on Najima and Shikinajima. Where to next?
Let's head over to Kozushima. There's a brewery there called Hyuga Brewery that offers ashitaba pizza for 1,100 yen seasonally. They also have ashitaba ale beer starting from 770 yen.
Ashitaba pizza and beer, huh? That sounds like a winning combination.
It does, right? They also have a baguette with salted squid guts for 500 yen and Kozushima Iwa laver, which is a grilled seaweed, for 500 yen. Another place on Kozushima, Yamacho, does lunch using local fish and vegetables, and they have Kozushima Iwa laver onigiri for 600 yen each.
Nice. Anything else on Kozushima?
Well, Sawaya Cordon Bleu has shima sushi, which is like thick slices of local fish, for 3,000 yen. They offer a discount if you make a reservation. And Miyako Sushi offers kaizendan, which is fresh sashimi on vinegared rice, for 1,800 yen. And a local tempura platter, Oyado and Cafe Nora focuses on local fish and homegrown vegetables, and they have a few unique menu items. They specifically mentioned ashitaba and passion fruit ice cream.
Okay, I'm definitely putting Kozushima on my list. What about Miyakojima?
All right, so on Miyakojima, pension dive shop Santomo is known for its kinnedai, or splendid Alfonsino, dishes. They also have kamenote miso soup, which is made with the local shellfish, and ashitaba spring rolls. And Gallery Cafe Cannon has a passion fruit cheesecake set for 450 yen, souffle pancakes with seasonal fruit for 750 to 1,000 yen, Cannon Special and Mitsu with tokoroten jelly and ashitaba ice cream for 600 yen, and a daily lunch plate set for 1,000 yen.
Oh, I love souffle pancakes.
No?
Okay, what else is on Miyakojima?
There's also pension and restaurant Hanamiduki, which offers ashitaba and pound for 300 yen, and sea turtle-shaped bread with an island lemon flavor. And Izakaya Shimanchu has kaizendan for 1,700 yen and ashitaba salad for 500 yen. Terrace Cafe restaurant Yuzumo offers nigiri sushi for 2,000 yen at lunchtime. They have bonito, squid, and Alfonsino sushi. And Japanese restaurant Ikiyoshi is known for its nigiri sushi with seasonal fish. They require advanced reservations, though.
Okay, so plenty of choices for sushi lovers on Miyakojima. What about Mikurashima?
Mikurashima is a bit smaller, but on Mikurashima there's a place called Fukumaru Store that offers kabutsu, which is bitter orange, ashitaba, and sea salt flavored sweets for 420 yen for a single and 500 yen for a double.
Okay, so something sweet and salty, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting combination.
Right. All right, and finally we're at Hachijojima. Yoyodokuro Raisu has ashitaba fried rice with island chili pepper for 900 yen. They also have assorted island sashimi starting at 1,200 yen and marinated ashitaba starting at 500 yen. Another spot, Uhachi Tai, is known for their homemade dried salted local fish. And if you stay at Genki Kunimatsu, their dinner features ashitaba and local fish included in the price of your lodging.
Okay, I'm seeing a trend here. Lots of ashitaba on Hachijojima, too.
It's for sure. And Fujikyu is another option. They have shima sushi with mustard marinade for 1,800 yen, ashitaba and island vegetable tempura also for 1,800 yen, miso grilled rice balls with island chili peppers for 600 yen for two, and an ashitaba and ham roll for 750 yen. They even have ashitaba and mozzarella and ham pizza for 1,400 yen. And Eastside Chaya has ashitaba soba salad for 990 yen and a rich ashitaba pasta. If you're staying at Kunkumen Shukushusen Marina, their dinner features Hachijima ingredients like shimazushi, sashimi, and ashitaba tempura included with your stay.
Okay, so more ashitaba and some interesting pizza options, too.
Absolutely. Oh, and Rizanpaku has an island sushi and zukadon set for 750 yen and a bento with ashitaba shumai for 800 yen. Yamadaya Tokyo Island Spirits Shop has a Nokio Girls Lemon Sundae for 700 yen, a purple potato jersey latte for 540 yen, and an island chili pepper kusaya parfait for 960 yen.
Okay, I'm intrigued by that kusaya parfait.
It's definitely unique. Another spot worth checking out is Oshokuji Dokoro Michi, which is an izakaya with a bunch of island ingredient dishes and a one-coin breakfast for 500 yen. Aige Suzan Jizukana Himono Shokudo has matured raw kusaya for 1,080 yen and a local fish zukadon set for 4,850 yen.
Wow, they really love their kusaya on Hachijojima.
They do. Hachijojima Jersey Cafe offers Jersey soft serve ice cream for 400 yen, Jersey yogurt drink for 400 yen, Jersey Cafe Olay for 500 yen, and an ashitaba parfait with rice flour dumplings for 600 yen. Izakaya Daikichi Maru has ashitaba tempura with their original salt for 880 yen and shimazushi for 770 yen. And Hachijo View Hotel offers traditional Hachijojima shimazushi and an assortment of local fish for 300 yen.
Okay, I am so ready for some fresh seafood.
Me too. There's also Pizza Paradiso, which has a Dorada pizza with Hachijojima cheese for 1,680 yen. They also have lemonade made with Hachijojima lemons for 400 yen, and a Tartufo pizza with Hachijojima shiitake mushrooms for 1,680 yen. Cafe Kukansha in Long Beach, 1983, has an Ashitaba cheesecake set for 800 yen and a Shutaba Adzuki milk shaved ice. And finally, there's Senryo, which has Tenzaru noodles with Ashitaba tempura for 990 yen, gyoza dumplings with hachijujuma garlic for 550 yen, and shimatakawan pickles for 220 yen.
Wow. Okay, I think we've officially covered every delicious corner of the Tokyo Islands.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, but in a good way. So much good food.
Right. It's amazing how much culinary diversity there is within this one area, from the mainland to all these different islands.
Okay, so we've talked about transportation, local customs, and of course, all the amazing food. Is there anything else we need to know before we head off on our Tokyo adventure?
Well, I think it's worth just quickly recapping those key points about etiquette. Being mindful of noise levels in public spaces, especially on trains and in residential areas, is really important.
Right, respect the quiet.
Exactly. And if you're going to a public bath or an onsen, remember to wash thoroughly before getting into the water. And keep your towel out of the bath.
Right, bath etiquette.
And of course, always remember to take off your shoes when entering homes or traditional establishments.
And be polite and patient with service staff.
Exactly. A little patience goes a long way, especially in a culture that values courtesy as much as Japan does.
Awesome. Okay, so after this deep dive into all things Tokyo, from the bustling city streets to the tranquil island escapes, I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty inspired to book that trip. It's like this amazing mix of modern and traditional with endless possibilities for exploration and, of course, delicious food.
It really is. And I think we've shown that with a little preparation and an open mind, Tokyo can be an incredible destination for first-time travelers.
Absolutely. So as we wrap things up, here's something for everyone listening to ponder. Considering the sheer diversity of locally sourced ingredients and regional specialties we've seen, both within Tokyo itself and extending out to those fascinating Izu and Ogasawara Islands, what other hidden culinary gems might be waiting to be discovered during a winter escape to this vibrant and delicious corner of the world? It's definitely something to think about, and maybe even something to inspire your own Tokyo adventure. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Until next time.